Hi everyone, today I'm going to be discussing the book Communities of Play, Emergent Cultures and Multiplayer Games in Virtual Worlds by Celia Pearce. This book talks about a community of people who transverse from one virtual world to another due to a server shutdown. Their strong bonds and sense of community allow them to stick together and keep the culture of Uru alive. Since I am under a time constraint and this book is very large, I will start by giving a basic overview and then talk about the 6 main elements of the book. The PC game Myst was developed by Cyan in 1993. It was ranked top PC game 8 years in a row until The Sims took its place. The reason it was so popular is that it sacrificed speed and action for the highest possible visual and audio quality. Before Myst, no game had ever had such beautiful and immersive graphics. In Myst, you are alone on a mysterious island and you must explore it and complete puzzles to solve the mystery. Uru, Ages Beyond Myst, was the 4th game in the Myst series released in 2003. Instead of Myst's first-person view style, Uru allows the option to play in third person using an avatar. It also introduced groundbreaking multiplayer, which was mostly unheard of at the time. The single-player version was called Uru Prime, and the multiplayer beta version was called Uru Prologue. The intended full online version was going to be called Uru Live, but Cyan shut down its servers before that could even happen. The Gathering of Uru, which I will refer to as TGU, was one of the larger and more influential hoods, which is short for neighborhood. It was founded unintentionally by the beta player Lisa. She invited people to her hood, and before she knew it, hundreds of people had joined. She became the mayor of TGU and was in charge of most things. TGU is comprised of a pretty equal number of males and females, whose ages range from late teens to late 60s, with the majority of players being in their 40s and 50s. A strong sense of community was developed, and when Cyan shut down their servers due to what most people assume was a lack of profit, the TGU couldn't imagine being separated from their beloved group. Immediately after the servers shut down, the TGU reconvened at Qualinet. There, the TGU could communicate in a chat room where they could communicate asynchronously through a forum. They used this site to plan their next course of action since text chatting was not enough. They missed having an avatar. TGU sent scouts to investigate other virtual worlds such as There.com and Second Life. The main goal was to stick together, but Lisa did not want people to be forced into choosing a place. The majority of people migrated to There.com due to the realistic animations of the avatars, while a smaller percentage of the group migrated to Second Life, where they enjoyed the added realism and the ability and flexibility to create in-game objects. TGU referred to themselves as refugees in these new virtual worlds, and they also faced many adversities, such as griefing, which is a bit like bullying. Eventually, TGU found a home in There.com, and even when Uru servers opened and closed during this time, many TGU members actually decided to stay in their new homes. Here are 6 factors in the propagation of emergent behavior. Fixed synthetic versus co-created worlds. Fixed synthetic worlds are worlds with a goal and a formal structure for its achievement. They also have a more fixed narrative structure, and they are what we think of as a game. Co-created worlds are open-ended worlds in which players can make contributions, classified as social worlds or a metaverse rather than a game. These could be something such as Second Life or There.com. There's an inevitable pattern of emergence, and players over time feel like they own the world, especially if they have helped create it. Communities of play. Group play style is a marker of identity. Pearce's study explored the role of group identity in facilitating trans-world immigration. This is a quote from Pearce. Emergent behaviors of communities of play arise out of a combination of proclivities of the people who are attracted to a particular virtual world and the intersection of their values, interests, and skills with the world's design features. The social construction of identity. Individual identity is an intersubjective accomplishment that develops through a process of social emergence. Uru is an example of a bottom-up leadership style. TGU leaders grew into leadership roles through transactions with and feedback from the play community. The next element is intersubjective flow. People are addictive, which Pearce quoted from Lorazzo. And in play communities, the line between the individual and the social may blur as players push each other to higher levels of engagement. Intersubjective flow is one of the drivers of emergent behavior. This plays a major role in both community play styles and the social construction of individual identity. Productive play. Pearce's study challenged Callaway's idea that play is unproductive. Especially in co-created worlds, productive play becomes a major engine for emergence. A good example of this is the creation of artifacts. Feedback and in-world economics encourage players to produce more of these artifacts. Fan culture morphs into creation of original content, which therefore becomes productive. The last element is the porous magic circle. This study contests the magic circle that bounds play in time and space from reality. In Pearce's idea, the player migrates between magic circles. Import play patterns and identities with them. Emergence arises when play communities adapt to new play ecosystems and when the play ecosystems adapt to them. Another important concept of this is the ludosphere. Ludosphere, according to Pearce, is the aggregate of virtual play spaces that are connected together via the internet, and the ways in which the internet's multiple communication functions enable real life to leak into the virtual play space. To conclude, the story of Uru shows us that unique bonds and connections can form within a play community. As Pearce emphasizes, this is the power of emergence. The bottom-up process in which TGU partook cannot be controlled. Uru is its players, and Uru actually means you are you. After the book concluded, Mist Online Uru Live's up and running after Cyan has retaken control of the series. This is a major achievement for the TGU community, and everyone is extremely happy about this. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.